Today, on the most beautiful trekking grass in the world, I'm going to be teaching you how to do an aerial. This technique is very different to the most things that you'll ever hear. It's a technique I've used to teach people, and it's a technique I used to teach myself. When I started tricking, it took about 3 years for me to actually learn an aerial, when I had quite a lot of other moves. So I had to learn this move and what made it easy and hard to do. Something I found is a lot of people learn an aerial very easily for some reason, and other people really struggle, and it comes down to training it in a fundamental way. So what most people will get you to do when you learn an aerial, and this bit's important, is to get a good cartwheel. So you need a gymnastics cartwheel, preferably, where you go into it forwards. So you go into it forwards rather than side to side. So this is a bad aerial, a bad cartwheel, and this is a good cartwheel. Do you notice the forwards motion? So once you've got that, I'm not going to teach you how to do that, but once you've got that good, you're ready to move on. Now what a lot of people will tell you to do is do a one-handed cartwheel, and then swap and do a one-handed cartwheel on the other side. This isn't what you should do. It can make you feel like you're learning the move, but it won't actually help you. The real way to learn an aerial is to learn how to jump into your aerial. So the way I like to teach it is get your cartwheel fast first. Something you'll notice is there's this gymnastics dish position, and this applies to most moves. So if you lie on the floor with your small of your back touching the floor, point your toes and put your fingers here, you notice that's a dish. And you want to be in that position when you're going into your cartwheel or your aerial. You've got to be into this dish position. Now from here, once you leave the floor, you can talk and stuff, but this is important. Gives you the power and the stability in the move. Now once you've got your cartwheel fast, learn to jump into your cartwheel. So rather than put your hands straight to the floor, you get a little bit of air time, like that, and you work over time to increasing that air time. If you're struggling with it, and you're finding that you're still putting your hands down quite quickly, think of this. Try and block the move. Some people say you can't block an aerial, that's false. You put your foot in front of you, you're in this dish, and you're going to go down. And this is where you'd normally put your hands on the floor. Now what you do is you jump away from the foot, making sure that your chest isn't coming too far over this knee. And the same with the B-twist. When I give B-twist tutorials and getting height, this makes you jump up. It makes it a lot easier to get height out of your B-twist, out of your aerial. So, easy height. And then it's a case of just putting your hands down later and later. And before you know it, you'll just be doing an aerial. The next thing you want to do is you want to try different setups. Like, I find standing is probably the hardest way of doing it because you've not got momentum. You can run into it. If you run into it, you lift this leg, then plant it, then do that motion. Or you can do a spin setup into it. So the same as a B-twist. So forwards, back. But instead of doing this, you do this. So I'll show you a spin setup because I think it's the easiest way to do an aerial. And it looks like this. And that's really the basics of it. Just remember to make sure that you're always jumping up. And the advantage with this move really is it's fear-free. So Andrew Ward, that's an aerial.